Hello and welcome back to Pump with Purpose. This is the next podcast episode that is from the Pumping Survival Guide, and this is the Caffeine While Breastfeeding edition. So, have you heard that you should not be drinking coffee or all that caffeine that's going to keep your baby up at night? You shouldn't have it. It will impact your milk supply. All of this and all of this is the umpteenth thing that people keep trying to tell us what to do to control our journey. So, should you believe them? Okay, let's talk about it. So, it says moderate caffeine consumption can be safe for most mothers and babies, around 200 to 300 mg per day. Caffeine is typically found in coffee, tea, soda, chocolate, energy drink, and some medicines. Caffeine concentration in coffee and tea can vary on factors like brewing methods. So, our bodies are unique and we all process caffeine differently. Preterm and newborns break down caffeine more slowly. For these situations, it's best to consider alternatives. Be sure to monitor your baby for any side effects from mother's caffeine intake. So, we are not the place and space that's going to police what you do and don't do. We just want to inform you so you can make informed decisions on what works best for you. In the associated blog posts that we have on this, as well as on this podcast, there are resources that are from the CDC and other resources that we'll have, and we'll add those to the show notes as well. But just really want you to know that you do not have to prescribe to another set of standards. If you enjoy caffeine, please do so in moderation. Please follow these guidelines. If you are noticing concerns with baby, though, you definitely want to take stock in that, really understand what is going on, but we don't want you to limit yourself when you are breastfeeding. You definitely try to stick to around the 200 to 300 mgs per day, but we're not of the place and space to tell you what you should and should not do. No, if you're going to ask me, I wasn't a big caffeine drinker before children, so this wasn't a thing for me to have to worry about. I mainly drink water anyway, and that's basically what I've always drank. So I'm not a big caffeine drinker. Every so often, especially if I'm under the weather, I will enjoy a Starbucks. So now at first, Starbucks has changed on like their offerings and products, but I have enjoyed like what's out now in 2023 has been the Peach Tranquility. And of course, they have the new drink called the Medicine Ball. It's called something else, but like the intimate name that we say when I pull up in the drive through is Medicine Ball. But it's really, really good, especially if I'm under the weather. So I will and have had some tea for me, but I'm not big. Every so often, if I'm really, really exhausted, my husband loves Celsius energy drinks or drinks. I don't know if they're energy drinks or what they are. So I will have a Celsius every so often. I know that I cannot have Celsius and tea at the same day because caffeine impacts me, but I'm not a big soda drinker or anything like that. So it did not truly over the 4 years combined, 9 months on my first journey and over 3 years on my second, it wasn't a big part of what I need, but I know that there are people that like their coffee, kind of need their coffee, and we just want to pass that information along to you to make an informed decision. But you definitely want to monitor your baby when you do have caffeine consumption, just to make sure that there are no signs showing. And just if there are, you want to make considerations carefully. Like, is it a certain drink that does it? And check that caffeine level. Is it time of day that's better or worse for you as well? And some people like split it over, throughout the day amount, just they really start to watch, how much caffeine is in items. And I think that can be very important. So I will add all of the resources in to the show notes so you can kind of look and do your own research for what works best. I have articles from CDC, from Harvard, as well as Infant Risk that I will add to the show notes. So we want to know what is your favorite caffeinated drink? We really, think through that. If you didn't have that, how would you feel? I know it kind of can be rhetorical, but what do you enjoy? And if you didn't have it, so it can make breastfeeding not as pleasant if you can't enjoy some things even in moderation. So we want to make sure that we give you the information in order for you to make an informed decision to determine what works best for you. But definitely keep a look out on your baby, with your baby, and just make sure that you are doing what is comfortable for you, as well as baby is having no concerns or issues, or starting to show signs of anything. So we hope you enjoy this podcast episode on caffeine while breastfeeding. So until next time with Pump with Purpose.